We could collapse the government. Grieve sent stark threat to May over Brexit concession. Dominic Grieve sent shockwaves to Downing Street this morning after the party rebel issued a stark threat to Theresa May over her future as Prime Minister. Speaking on BBC's Sunday Politics, the Tory Remain ringleader warned that the government will collapse if Mrs May refuses to listen to her Remainer rebels. The comments show that the deepening party feud between Tory Brexiteers and Remainers is set to escalate this week over the direction of Brexit. Mr Grieve and a group of fellow Tory Remainers are demanding that the EU withdrawal bill be amended to ensure a meaningful vote of negotiators return with a bad deal or no deal. However, speaking earlier to the BBC's Andrew Marr, the Prime Minister insisted that Parliament cannot tie the hands of government during Brexit negotiations. She reiterated her claim that she has listened to the concerns from her Tory rebels and had kept to her word to them. The EU withdrawal bill returns to the Lords on Monday before coming back to the Commons later in the week, where a showdown could send the government into crisis. Mr Grieve told the BBC he'd be willing to vote down the Brexit bill if concessions are not made before then, despite knowing this will risk a collapse of the government. Anchor Sarah Smith said to the backbencher, to vote against the government, at the 11th hour if it came to that would in effect not just weaken the Prime Minister's authority, but collapse the government. The Tory responded, "We could collapse the government. And I assure you I wake up at 2 a.m. in a cold sweat thinking about the problems that we have put on our shoulders. The problem is that the Brexit process is inherently risky. Really risky. Risky to our economic well-being, to our international relationships and ultimately to our national security." He went on to deny that sabotaging Brexit was his end goal, despite a torrent of criticism from Brexiteers. The former Attorney General explained, "People have got to listen to each other. I've been consistent on this. Of course I think Brexit's a bad idea. That's why I voted Remain. But I'm also realistic that it's almost certainly going to happen. It could only not happen if there was a major change in public opinion. At the moment I have to say I detect polarization around the existing position, but I'm not sure that's happened."